Alright, we got on a different day, hold up. Well, I guess this will be part 2. That don't sit. Let's sit on this bag bracket over here. And I'm going to see what it takes to get this scrap metal spacers off of here. Of course, thinking about it, it don't matter a whole lot because I got to cut all that out. Huh! Bunch of little notches there. He couldn't figure out where to cut it or something. Okay. Alright, I'm going to have to do some grinding and cleaning up on that. With what's been done, it's going to be a little tricky to get the notch to fit correctly. But I have an open frame here. There's no inner panel. And then I got to notch this out to where the frame will sit down in there. I'm assuming that it was pretty much in the right spot. I may have to go do some measuring before I get started, because the only thing I have to go by of where anything needs to go is the bed. Because obviously, when you done cut off half the frame, well, that piece is stuck a little better than most were. Let's see, what do I do with the pry bar? So, you know, I gotta have some point of reference, and these bed mounts are pretty much my only point of reference. So I go by them in correlation to the ones on the bed, and that's how we're going to get everything back together. Alright, so after getting those little pieces of scrap metal off, see those grooves they cut in that? What the hell? And of course, we already seen that that wasn't welded on this side. That plate was the only thing holding it. So, see, we got a whole open frame channel in here, and so our notch is going to sit down in here. So I got to notch this out, but I got to figure out exactly where to notch it out before I cut it, because the frame, see, up here is where the front of it was, but because of the taper, it'll cut back here somewhere, and that longer part will sit down here, and I'll be able to weld it here, around here, up here, down, around. I'll be able to weld it around the entire thing, and that'll give it some strength. Plus, then I'll go back and put a plate back in here. Might can even use one of those that I cut off. Right now, I'm going to try and get the notches situated and hopefully welded in on the front anyway. They're going to have a little plating on the bottom, but I'll be able to weld them in more places with it cut the way it is. So in a way, it's an advantage. But we're going to start. I marked them up and done some marking, and I came up with 14 inches from here is where my cut needs to be made. I also got my wheels centered. I looked up the wheelbase for this particular truck, so Google helped me out there. Wait a minute, I did 14 from the front, because there's no way it was, yeah, because it goes up here, because you got the other mark is way down there. Yeah, 14 from the front. I was measuring it from the back. It's like, wait a minute, that ain't right. Okay, I think I got a square here. Oh, make a little square mark there maybe. I'm doing it again. Yep. Just from there. This one's a little tricky because of that. There we go. Strap I got holding the drive shaft up. And it's a little hard to see on the clean metal. Oops. Work right if you put them on the right hand. Yeah, I had my headphones on just jamming out while I was grinding. So, I ain't got the music on, but at least I got some hearing protection. Oh, I said I was going to square that, didn't I? Yeah, here's my square. Squaw. I actually could probably see it better if I used the darn Sharpie. Yeah, I think that'll work. Just give me a definitive line that I can see. That's the main thing. Alright. Let's just lay this up here. I don't know what's going on here, but that line looks crookeder than shit. It's because of this. This needs to lay more like so. Oh. Oh, shit. Okay. The frame is not straight out here. Probably all the bullshit welding, he must have warped it or something. Is this one straight? Ish. Okay. So we'll have to go by the part that is straight. So down here. That looks more like it. Yeah. May have to grind that a little bit, but we'll see how it comes out. I'm gonna go ahead and cut this one. Or should I test fit that one first? Yeah. I'm gonna cut. passengers. This one over here is the driver's side. It doesn't really matter. And I'm trying to put them back where they was. Mostly to keep this to the inside, which actually, thinking about it, might be better to put that to the outside because this is what's going to show. These hammer marks or something here. I didn't do that. Put that to the outside. Well, definitely got to grind that some so that it'll go on over there. And that one's loud when you got them headphones on it.
Yeah.
I got my wheelbase situated.
Yeah.
116 inches. And so that gives me that to go by too. And my frame, I broke down there from the mount to the rear mount, which I ain't even messing with the rear right now, but that does give me my dimensions when I get to that. Now the rear of the frame may end up kind of welding on the top or partial notch in order to drop it down, but I got to get it out and clean it up. I ain't even messing with that right now. I need two C-clamps, hose clamps. Yeah, let's put some hose clamps on it. That'll work.
Yeah.
Got the overly large ones there. All right. Bring it back end up a little bit. Okay. Got it. It's running uphill a little bit.
Well, is your front the right height up yonder too?
If anything, the front may be up because I raised it up to move it. All right. Camera batteries died. So we need to level the truck because the front's down a little bit. So I got my level on the roof.
You can't go to the roof because the roof's round.
Well, that's right. And right here, all right, I got to get it towards down in the front because it, okay, right there. Yeah, the back part of the roof wasn't right.
Should be enough.
Okay, according to that's level. Now let me check the rocker panel. Ow. Oh, if I can see the bubble.
Here, I got a light.
Went just a little too much.
That's what I thought it looked like, maybe.
Alright. You see your light? Okay. That's about right.
Okay. Now this looks about level here. It's down in the back.
No, it's up in the back.
Still up in the back a little
Okay.
bit. It's probably moved.
Yeah. Well, I want to make sure it's up tight again.
Okay, before you have to loosen the sensor.
Okay. It's tight.
And it still needs to go down. Right there,
Right there. Let's get you close. Right?
Yeah.
closer to the front. And that one's a little more to the back.
Well, we can bring this up just take the front foot off. All right.
Still a little higher than this one. There we go. Go from this little flat spot. We got something pretty consistent. 26 and 3/4 to the front of the weld, pretty much.
Pretty close, ain't it?
26 and 3/4.
I'd say spot it right there. That's about level. The other part of the frame's about level.
Yeah.
That's about as good as you're gonna do.
The only other thing we could check would be our height.
Height of it from
Yeah.
floor up.
First off, this baseline, I got 16 and a half.
I got 15 and a half.
Huh. Why is that? Well, my side should be an inch higher than your side here then. According to that, I got 20, almost 26.
I got 25 and a half.
Why is that side higher than this side? Something to do with how it's sitting
No,
on
your
them
side's
stick-
higher.
My side's higher.
Yeah.
Something to do with how it's sitting on them rollers under there.
Yeah.
But back here at the frame, you're only a half inch lower than mine.
So you said you had 16?
I got, 16 and a quarter.
Well, I got 15 3/4 really. So we're half inch difference and we're half inch here. So that's
Okay.
good. I'd tack it right there. What you got the weld sitting on?
Like 75, whatever.
Need to turn it up just a little bit. Them 78 10.
Ah.
No, 95 at least.
95?
Yeah.
Okay.
Them others will burn less, but
Okay.
these burn deeper. See, once your rod gets started burning
Yeah.
there,
They got a little damp on the end where they fell out of the box over there. I've got some more, I'm pretty sure. If not, I'll have to get some. they're not really sitting down on the bottom.
Hit you a little spot right back here at the back end of this on top. That'll keep it from giving up or down.
Yeah, I may have to take the tire off to do the actual full weld
Yeah.
on that.
Yeah, but that'll
hold him in place, yeah.
see once them starts, they'll burn good.
Yeah.
They'll burn in deeper.
Yeah. Well, that ought to have them tacked in place.
Check, make sure we're still. There's your level. Make sure we're still right. Should be.
Yeah.
Okay.
This one's dead on there. Shall I
Well,
go
they
ahead?
should stay put there.
Shall I go ahead and weld that across there?
I would. See, them burns good.
Yeah.
There's a good bead in there. They
Yeah.
burn in. Them others don't burn as deep. They'll lay a pretty weld on top, but it don't penetrate.
Okay.
These penetrates better. That's what I always use when I was making mobile home trucks. See, it sounded good when it's burnt good, steady all the way across.
Oh yeah. That other link bar, I was going to unbolt it and I started to unbolt it. I seen one side had done broke loose just from moving it around, so I took and whacked it with a hammer a couple times. It fell off. So the rear end is only held in place by the drive shaft and the e-brake cables right now.
When you get a good burn like that all the way across, you got a good weld.
Yeah. Well, it's down short enough I could reach in between there, so. Got the good out of that one, I believe.
Yeah.
Well, that one looks a little cleaner on the end. Maybe it'll do a little better. I say I can take the clamp off out of the way now. Did sort of have that pulled in right there, but I don't think it came out because I didn't burn a hole with that. It's probably a hole
Yeah,
right
you
there.
did too. I heard it come through and seen it to the inside.
Well, there may have already been a hole there, is what I'm saying.
And this piece is what it burnt through.
Oh.
take him right to the bottom till you take it.
Outside or inside?
Outside. Just hold the frame. It might take you a full rod to reach up in there in the corner a little bit.
Up under it?
Yeah. You know, come on up to the side.
Yeah.
But that one's going to be too short to let you get up there.
I'll have to get me a couple little pieces of metal and put in there to weld at the bottom, but I'll have to cut some little pieces for that. That's got him. That right there is stronger than the whole mess was before.
Yeah.
Wow. I was going to take the cutoff wheel to those, but I thought I'd just peck on them a little bit and see what happened. Well, that's what happened. Even if I was going to do this bag on bar, obviously that needs to be redone. Bag on axle, I mean. But we're considering bag on bar, more than likely. I don't know if I'm talking loud or not. I got music in my ears. I got the passenger's frame about cleaned up. Still trying to determine where it needs to sit. So I'm just kind of messing around. Oh yeah, also ripped that off too. That was the front mount. This one I tried to do that with, and apparently it broke the bolt loose where it was welded on the inside of the channel. So now I got to figure out how to get that out. That was center hole to center hole.
Mm-hmm. Should be somewhere about right there. Hold your piece down there.
Okay, I was just making me a little bit of a mark there to kind of...
We'll have to go back.
That's not good. That don't give me enough metal to work with. Well, still needs a little more. So that would be... need a... some sort of shim. There's a nice big chisel. Could use that when I was tearing stuff apart. Don't need it now. Of course. My railroad spike. Let's see, maybe we can stick that under there and get us about right. Huh. Well, you know. Well, you know, it's going to fall on your toe. Alright, I'm going to kind of mock him up. Okay, so thought just occurred to me, I have some plating laying over here. If I clamped the plate there and clamped it down here, then I could actually clamp this in place and then get an accurate mock-up. All kinds of scrap plating from the junk I removed. So what we want to do is put that about like so. Let's get the other clamp. It's closer to where I need it to be. This one, we're going to run in here. Boy, that made it go crooked, or did it? No, I guess that's actually straight. It just looks crooked from here. Just straight edge on it. Or something. Okay. Now, see, dude would like put some bubble gum on it and called that good enough. Anyway. So, we do have that there. Now, let me see. I need a tape measure, my chalk, and my piece of 2x2 and see what I come up with. So, I have an angle finder, whatever you call that tool. But it's at my work and I don't feel like going back over to get it. So I'm going to do this a little differently. So I have a piece of, I think this is printer paper actually. I'm not sure where it came from, but anyways, I have a big roll of this. So you can use a piece of cardboard, construction paper, whatever you got. So what I'm going to do here is line this up flatly with the bottom. And then we're going to take this block of wood, put on it there, and we're going to reach in behind here and mark what we got there. Alright, so that gives us our angle that we need. Nice Crayola marker there. And then we're going to take this angle and we're going to cut it. With our rusty kitchen scissors here. Alright. Now, I'm going to do something that's going to look kind of dumb here, but that piece of tubing is kind of oily. Anytime you get new metal, it's got oil on it to prevent rust. So. Now, I'm not even sure if y'all are looking in the right spot. We're going to turn you a little bit here. So now we know we got 36 inches. No, 32 inches. Oh. Oh. I don't know why I thought 36. 32 inches. Okay, now if you're not good at math or just don't feel like using your brain, you want to find the half of the 32. Should be 16, right? Yeah, because that's instruction. Yep. So you fold it, and whatever you got down there in the middle, that's what it is. So 16. Yeah. I should know that. I do, but I did. Anyway. So, 16 inches. That's going to change the game up a bit. I believe that's where I made my mark, was 16 inches. Oops, and I just knocked it loose. Get back up there. Yeah, well, anyway. I'm fixing to take that whole thing loose anyway, because I'm going to put the tubing up there and then figure out what I'm doing with that. Alright. Need to be like that song. A little less talk and a lot more action. Get on down to the main attraction. Okay, so here's my 16. My square would be nice, although, yeah, my square, and then, okay, this is going to take me a second, especially since my square's over there and I've got this propped on my knees. Okay, I'm going to put this down, save those. See there, it left black on that. Alright. So, another one of these. There's so much oil on it I can't really mark. Even with my welder's chalk, see? Okay, so now we gotta revisit our 16 inches, our halfway mark. Okay, so at that, all right, now I got a square line across. Now I want to find the center. Okay, so half of 4, you want 2 inches. So now we have X marks the spot. And by that, I mean we take our little angle here now. Let's actually use the big piece because I think that's going to be more accurate. Angle, line it up with the bottom of our tubing here, and our X right there in the middle. See, you don't have to have expensive fancy tools, you just got to know what you're doing sometimes. And then make like a dozen marks so you don't know which one to follow. All right. I'm going to take my straight edge here and put with that and make a little darker mark there. Now, so what that means is now when I cut this one angle, that'll give me the angle for both sides in 2 equal length pieces. I'll move my block over here to under my cut so that now it's going to try and dance everywhere. So that it's not going to try and pinch me because it's being held up by the ends. So I'm going to have to hold this down like so. Voila! Now, we match. Oh yeah, that looks good. Match our angle there. We'll weld him around there. I just gotta figure out what I'm gonna do with the other piece. Take our railroad spike, which is tapered, and slip it under the front end here a little bit. Oh yeah. Now I want to knock that back a little bit. Because I'm going to plate that front open end there to make it solid. Okay. I measured 16 inches, so approximately like that. Okay, so we've whittled this frame down till there ain't much left. I've cut a groove in here that will possibly slide up on that, or this can bend up or down. Like this one I went ahead and bent down, so I'm pretty sure I needed that. I can bend it back up and re-weld it, or whichever way. We got to get him fitted on there first, but I got in mind that it's going to go something like this. According to my marks right there, if we need to go up another 1/2 inch. Alright. Now we have the vice grip version of the C-clamp here. We're going to take and use it to pull this up, hopefully. Notice I did say hopefully. Yeah, we're wedged pretty tight again that bottom. So I may have to cut that bottom on off or on back. If I cut it on back, that'll let it bend more. I have no idea where my camera cut off. I've been over here just working away. I don't know. Y'all didn't see my toe covers here. These are supposed to protect your boots, but since I'm not wearing boots, they'll protect my toes. Goes there. Alright. So, alright, like I say, I don't know what y'all missed now, because apparently I've been at it for more than 30 minutes. Didn't realize it. So, we've got this groove cut out nice now. Cut the bottom out. So, this one fits to here. Alright, for some reason we're not jabbing just right though, because that should be going straight. So what do I need to cut more of? It appears that both of them need to trim just a little more to make a nice fit. Give it a little bit of easier time going in there. Needs to go on down. See, I was concerned with trimming the top to make it fit flatter, and I need to come down more so that it'll straddle that. How the other one went together and I didn't make near that big a groove. Anyway. Oh, look at that. It just slips right together. Now we got to bring this bottom down a little bit again. I'm going to sit there like that and try and whack him. Okay, so I'm not sure where my camera cut off. I've been having a little issue. Come to find out, my memory card is apparently full. Should have got the bigger ones, I guess. So I mocked my frame up again over there, and I measured with a straight edge from the top of the frame down, and the back is 2.5 inches lower than the front frame mount. Okay, so let me jump over here. So, and I just measured, and what dude was talking about, if you do a body drop on these, 2.5 inches makes it lay flat rocker. So, where did I put my straight edge? So back here, we got 12.5. And up here, we have 10. Alright. Now I had talked about doing this, and then I kind of thought, well, now I'll just set it up. But as it works out, this is going to work out perfectly for that. Seeing as how it's going back together without a body drop right at the moment, we can just put some spacers on these back, leave it be. But if he decides to body drop it later, all he's got to do to get the bed down is cut 2.5 inches out of this front mount, and that'll drop the entire bed down. Of course, you'll have to trim or do whatever to. I ain't worried about all that. Well, this middle section is going to be pretty much cut out anyway. So I'm going to proceed, and I'm going to check one more thing, make sure that that's level back there. Other than that, I'm going to proceed with welding that up and welding this together. Okay, as I've stated before, I'm not a big fan of filming a lot of welding, but I'll show you what we got here. So I went back and tweaked the adjustments until I had this perfectly level. I had to cut 3 of my tack welds out. Just a little bit of the flux here. But this is welded up solid now. So it's not beautiful, but by golly, I don't think it's going anywhere. So that piece, that's our driver's frame rail. It's ready to be put on the truck and welded up now. Alright, this should be my last time setting this up. Oh man, what's my hammer over there? Alright, one last time, making sure our length is right. Down there, it's 48 3/4. Perfect. that'll hold it anyway. Okay, so it's been raining all day. Haven't been able to open the garage up. Let's see if I can get y'all to see that a little better. Been working on mocking up the 4-link. Been cleaning the bars. I have most of the tabs for the uppers. I discovered when I was cleaning them that 2 of them, the ones you can't see over here on this side, was homemade, and so I had my guy make 2 more, and well, he hasn't had time. I mean, you know, this man's got a big business of hydraulic and fab shop, so you know he hasn't had time to get to my little tabs yet, so you know I gotta wait on that. But right now I'm just kind of trying to figure out what everything's doing. So this one, you got a long tab and a short tab, and this is actually going to go up more like up here, and this will be my cross member. Got to cut it off the length. Also got to cut a notch out of the middle of it. That's why I got 2 pieces, because this will make the top piece. I'm going to have to actually raise the truck up and get the skates out from under it, lay it flat on the floor, and make sure my drive shaft has enough clearance when I'm making that cross member. That's why I'm not even trying to do that, because I need to have the thing out the door, and with it raining I'm not trying to open the door. So what I'm trying to do right now, I'm going to try and wrap up this video so I can get it posted this weekend, hopefully, and you know, show y'all some progress. I mean, I'm not as far along as I'd like to be, but I guess really for what's my last video was 2 weeks. Yeah, but you know, nights and weekends. So and plus last weekend I didn't get to do a lot. I had other things going on. So you know, we got the frame pretty much sorted, and it's not finished, but I have 2 full rails all the way back. Next step's getting these cross members in and getting our 4-link in. I pretty much got the upper bars figured out, and I got basically in mind what I want to do with the lowers, but I haven't figured out the details as far as well, I do know they'll mount to this cross member and come back and mount to the axle. So as far as the bars themselves, that's no big deal. What I'm going to use for making the bars, that I haven't quite figured out yet. I have these things, monster truck tie rods. I don't know if I'm going to try to use those or not. I was just kind of using them for mock-up, kind of looking at them to see if I could use them. I'd rather use square tubing, and I'll see if I can maybe scrounge up. Well, I've got a piece, but it's the heavy wall stuff, which actually that'd be all right. So I may use that. I'm going to look at that some, and then I got to put my ends on. Maybe I can dig up that issue of mini trucking where they actually did that. They took square tube and adapted it to round tube, and they made these cuts to make it work, and it worked really good, and it looked really good. So maybe I can find that and kind of use that as a guideline. I'm really liking the upper bars. I still got to clean up the rear end, all the wheels off of that, but I've got all the bars, the upper bars all cleaned up, and these tabs are all cleaned up, well, except for these 2 I'm having to remake. Then I got to have 4 more axle tabs, and the 4 tabs for the front, I've already got the order in for them. The guy's making them for me. And then the bag brackets will be the next thing to figure out. The bag brackets, I got in mind where they need to go, but I got to get the 4-link in place, put a mock-up bag, or basically what I like to do is just use like a 3-inch block, because your bag compresses down to 3 inches, and mash the, compress the suspension as far down as it'll go. Put your 3-inch block with it, so that way you get as much lift as possible. I think I'm pretty much gonna leave this at my stopping point for this video. So y'all get to see some progress. Last video was all tear down and all. There was still some janky shit that I showed disassembling here in this video, but this is more about what we're going to do and how we're going to go about it and getting it put back together. And hopefully in the next video I will have, my goal will be to actually have the 4-link done. Whether we get to the bags and get all that done or not. I plan on making my own bag brackets. I mocked up one of those tube things from the bridge, and that's going to be more modifying that and everything than it would be to just make my own. So I'm pretty much, that's what I got in mind. But like I say, got to have the 4-link first. So I guess that's about it. So hope y'all liked the video, and if you do, like and subscribe. That helps me out, and hopefully I can build this thing up and get a good channel out of it. I'm trying to get to where I can post I'm not on a schedule yet, but I'm trying to do one about every weekend towards the end of the weekend, so Sunday evenings or something, because that way I get as much time on a project as I can, and hopefully that works out for me. Other than that, yep, that's it. Later.